Hello friend, this is Ellen Glum from iHave.com, and today we're going to be discussing top 10 best cover designs in the world. Are you excited? I know I am. Let's go! My mission with these videos is to find books to expand the mind, move the heart, delight the senses, and elevate the soul, and then share all my findings with you. And today I want to focus on my top 10 best, most favorite book cover designs. Now I know we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but until you've actually read the book, what are you supposed to judge the book based on, right? The cover does sometimes play a role in attracting me to want to pick up the book and at least read the description or find out a little bit something about it. And certainly there's a certain artistry and certain sensibilities and certain taste that goes into designing the book cover design. A book cover design can capture attention, can capture a certain mood, it can give you some ideas about the type of character it's about, it can reflect what is happening in the novel, it can capture a certain feeling or a certain texture. So the book cover design is important. In the number 10 spot is a book called You, Idiot by Doug Harris. Now, I was walking around in a bookstore and I saw this book in a distance, and the book cover design definitely intrigued me to go pick it up. It was very interesting. Now, the picture in the camera won't really reflect it. You have to actually see it in real life. And basically, the cover design looks like a crumpled up napkin that has stains on it and has maybe a cigarette burn on it, and the title and the author name is written on top. So it's very interesting, it's funny, it's intriguing, it's a little bit disturbing, maybe a little bit disgusting, but it's certainly unusual, and it definitely made me want to read the book. Just by looking at it, I thought, oh, I wonder what this is about, I want to learn more. And certainly the novel reflects the mood that the book cover design captures. It's about a guy that kind of doesn't care about life, he's a drug dealer, he's in all sorts of trouble, and his attitude is reflected by that cover design. So I do enjoy the book cover, but I also enjoyed reading the novel. In my number 9 spot is The Vegetarian by Han Ken. Now, the book cover design is very haunting for this one. You have the sort of dismembered wing of a bird, and beneath it there's this leafy structure. And there's something about that's haunting, it's disturbing, it's beautiful, it's certainly unusual, it's evocative, it's creative, and I think it deserves kudos for creativity. Number 8 is The Lost Art of Walking by Jeff Nicholson. Now, this is a funny, quirky book cover design, and initially when you look at it, you don't notice it, but you have to look, you have to take a deeper look, and it's the letters use footprints and shoe prints to make up the letters, and so it's a very interesting and creative ways. It's definitely something that attracts me to that book. Number 7 is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. It's this cover design is very aggressive. when I look at it, I feel like this hand is gonna come out of the book and actually punch me. It feels very assertive, like in your face, and definitely it matches the mood in the book. The feeling of violence, of something that wants to be grating, of something that wants to pose itself on you. So this book cover design is a great match to what's inside the book. And at this point I want to say I really dislike it when a book has the cover design that comes from the movie. I love movies and I love books, but I don't like it when they take like something that comes from the movie using the actors or something that looks very similar to a movie poster and they stick it on the book because probably they think it's going to sell more books. Because I think that the movie and the book are usually two very different things, and merging them together visually does the book a disservice. Number 6 is Queen of Geeks by Jen Wilde. Now, when I first saw this book cover design, I immediately could feel my heart racing. It's so evocative and colorful and interesting. And the minute I saw it, I thought, I bet I know a little bit about the character that this book is about. I immediately got an image. I immediately felt my imagination was working. I could make up my own story about this book just from this one image. So I think it's a very beautiful, evocative, and creative book cover design. Number 5 is A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. Now, this book has generated lots of controversy, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm only going to talk about the book cover design. And that image of a hand with cake sprinkles attached to it is very creative. It's very evocative. It immediately stirs certain emotions inside me. And when you read the title, A Million Little Pieces, and you see that image, it feels like the right fit, but I don't know why it is. So there's something very artistic and subtle about it. And I really, really love that book cover design. Next, spot number 4 is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. Now, that book cover design where each word is written out using different objects. So one word is written using flower petals, another using beads from a prayer object, and so on. It's delicate, it's very feminine, again it's very creative, it's very unusual, and it's reflective of what's in the novel, because in the novel it's divided into 3 sections, and each section takes place in a different country, and the author is focusing on a different aspect of her life. So I think this particular book cover design is very appropriate for what's in the book. It's beautiful, it's evocative, and it's certainly memorable. It's very unique and very memorable. Now we're down to the last 3, and in number 3 we have Carnival by Ravi Haj. And I love that novel, and I love that book cover design. It looks like a kaleidoscope of things, and definitely that is a reflection of how the novel evolves, because the novel has many, many characters and many, many stories, and all of it intersect. And so the feeling that you get from looking at this cover design is reflected inside the novel, and then the particular objects used in the cover design are mentioned in the story. So whoever designed this cover design has read the story and has remembered all sorts of little details from it that they used for their design. And so as you're reading the story and you close the book and you look at the cover design, it ties in with the reading experience. It creates this very beautiful effect, which I absolutely love. Now, for number 2 spot is A Guide to Being Born by Ramona Usubo. Now, this cover design is beautiful, it's also ugly, it's slightly disturbing, it feels very philosophical, it feels like a work of art, like when you stare at it, you have to think about it. Initially I wasn't sure what I thought about it, I had to look at it for a while. It looks like a part scientific illustration, but it also, there's some artsy bits. It's beautiful and haunting. It's very hard to describe it, but you definitely get a certain feeling and a certain story just by looking at the cover design. Now we're down to number 1 spot. This is my absolutely favorite book cover design ever, and that is for a book called Metamorphosis by Kafka. And I think this book cover design is genius in its simplicity. So the story is about a man, Gregor Samsa, who wakes up one morning and discovers that he's been transformed into an insect. The book cover design simply has the letters laid out, and they look like they are being transformed into insect parts as well. Tentacles and different insect shapes are sprouting out of them. It is very simple, very elegant, disturbing, haunting, and yet reflect exactly what the story is about, and capture exactly both the humorous yet horrific part of the story. I think this cover design is genius, and it is my absolutely favorite cover design in the world. Now, an honorable mention is a book that I wrote. It's called Spoonful Chronicles, and I came up with the idea for the cover design myself, which is to use cauliflower with steams coming out of it, and what seems as if somebody cut into it and there's perhaps blood coming out of it, so it seems like the cauliflower is coming alive. And you would have to read the novel to understand the significance of that. But I'm hoping that it's a cover design that is evocative, thought-provoking, and makes people want to grab the book and read it to learn more about why this image is there on the story. So this is it. This is my list of top 10 most favorite book cover designs. What do you think of it? Do you have a favorite cover design for a book that sticks in your mind and you cannot forget about it? Please let me know about it. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And remember, the best way to stay in touch with me is sign up to my mailing list. Go to my website, iHave.com, and look for the link that says free ebook. Everyone who signs up to my mailing list receives a free ebook written by me. See you on the other side. Bye.